Hey, what is up, everyone? Chris, the Thrift Shop Hustler. Been a while since I did a What Sold on eBay video, so welcome. Been moving, and things are just been hectic, and I haven't had time to sit down and create a What Sold on eBay video. I know you guys really enjoy this. It's one of your favorites of the channel. It's probably one of the most popular video series I have on this channel is What's Sold on eBay. You guys love to see all the different things, so I really appreciate everyone's support. We're back, we're moved, we're getting a little bit organized. There's gonna be lots of cool videos, so if you're not subscribed to the channel, please click the subscribe button below, click the bell to get notifications when we do live streams and everything, because we'll be doing a lot more live streams once we lock down the situation with the internet and all that. But without further ado, let's show you what I sold on eBay, and we'll go through it a little bit, dive deep, and explain some of the process here. First up, we have this Shilling Mickey Mouse Retro Collection wooden doll 3-inch figure. What was cool about this is it was purchased at a Goodwill in a box that had a ton of Disney stuff. Now, it was sold in a lot. It was a bunch of Disney stuff in a box, and it was like $24 or something like that. I looked in it, I saw this, and I saw a couple other figures too. And it had like, some of them had like little snow globes and just a lot of different Disney things. But for 24 bucks, I saw this. I thought it was a vintage one at first, so that's why I got super excited. But once I got home and I looked inside the box, I realized that this was a reissue. Still good money. Considering all the other pieces that were in the box, I was literally like pennies into this. Sold for $19.99 with $1.99 shipping. That's another thing, I'm starting to charge shipping now. I did free shipping for years, and now I'm starting to think like I'm losing money, and I'm still selling stuff, so I'm definitely going to be changing back to putting shipping for everything, because it's just money that, you know, I can definitely use, and it can, and for me it's like more leverage when I'm doing best offers. I know that I'll be, you know, supplementing my shipping cost with shipping prices. So yeah, look out for vintage Disney stuff. Mickey Mouse sells very well if you can get it at a good price. This was in mint condition. It came with a box. The box had some shelfware. Like I said, I was pennies into this. Sold for $19.99, which was a pretty good sale. I've seen this was also listed on Amazon also, as it had a barcode. Let's see if we can see the barcode on this thing. See, it had a barcode. That's when I knew it wasn't vintage, when I pulled it out. And so I used the barcode and listed it on Amazon. Next up, we have this vintage Megadeth shirt. Now, for those that are familiar with the channel, I do not sell clothing, though I do make an exception for certain kind of shoes, certain kind of sneakers, and definitely concert shirts and shirts of this nature, because I am not too familiar with shirts, but I know that, you know, certain concert shirts, and Megadeth is a rare kind of shirt to find in the wild. I paid $1 for this with another one. I also sold another. It was like a Pantera buttoned up shirt that sold for also like 20 something. This was on sale on one of my sales last week, and it was like, I think I got like 30 something for it, plus $5.99 shipping. And like I said, any like death metal concert shirts, I don't know if this was necessarily a concert shirt, because it didn't have anything, but you know, definitely look out for that. I paid $1 for this. I literally got, you know, pretty good return on investment on that. So definitely look out for concert shirts. Like I said, I don't sell clothing too often, though. I got boxes of pants that I bought like a year ago that I started getting into pants and just basically put them in boxes and said forget it. So eventually I'll pull out those boxes like 10 years from now or something like that and list them. There was a lot of like Levi's and women's jeans that I bought for like $1 each, and just couldn't figure it out. But anyway, so what I really wanted to say is like concert shirts definitely is something that I've been going more into since when I'm in garage sales and thrift stores. There's tons of shirts, so I'm trying to get familiar with shirts, and just at least like for that, it's a little easier for me to list shirts than it is to list women's dresses and all the stuff that I have no idea about. So that was actually a really good sell. Next up, we have this Disney Lounge Flying Little Mermaid Ariel case, cell phone case for Samsung Galaxy S6. This was a death box item, and what that means is I'll get something on the cheap, put it in a box, forget about it, go through the boxes like a year to 10 years later, and basically pull it out. And I had this listed for months, and I was glad I did. $24.95 free shipping. This shipped first class in a bubble mailer. And like I said, I think I was literally pennies into this. This is probably like a 50-cent garage sale find. I don't really suggest people buy cell phone cases unless they're kind of like specialty ones like this. Just for me personally, I've never had really great luck selling cell phone cases. And when I first started with Amazon FBA, I was buying all kinds of cheap cell phone cases because the price was right, and they just never sold. So I learned my lesson with that. Disney stuff is very popular. Some kind of like anime, cartoon, some movie stuff is popular too. Just make sure that, the quality is good, and it's a phone that's popular, because if it's a phone that no one's using, you're never going to sell the thing. So anyways, $24.95 was a great price for this. As far as the money that I was in on this was probably like $1 or less. So pretty good flip. Next up, we have this 1998 New York Confidential LP record, Guillotine Records. This was something that I had for months also. I purchased a huge collection of vinyl records, like it might have even been a year ago, for like a couple $100, like literally, and they were like all, I would say like 80% hip hop, which is a great deal. I ended up spending a week or two scanning every single record and kind of pulling out all the higher end ones. And this was a very interesting surprise to find something that went for this high. I think this was on sale. I think I got a sale on one of my eBay sales, and this went for like 50 something. And I want to say it shipped to the UK, but through the global shipping program. And yeah, I need to do a video on how I ship records, because a lot of people ship records differently, but I have specialty boxes, and there's a special way, well, not a special way, but just the way that I do it that I think might benefit you guys. So I might be doing a video once things get a little organized here. But anyways, yeah, vinyl records, if you have the time, look them up. I find that a lot of older jazz and some hip hop stuff is pretty good. And I want to think there's some other stuff that's like something that you need to look out for. But like, yeah, older jazz for sure. I've sold older jazz records for a pretty good amount of money. And also, if you're in the thrift shops or whatever, definitely look at the records. Make sure they're not scratched to hell. Definitely make sure they're... even if the sleeves are all messed up, that's fine. It just the collectors want the records to be in halfway decent shape. So there's no point of like buying a huge collection of 1,200 records for $200 if all the records are crap, So definitely look out for that. That was a really good sale. Next up, we have this Lego's Ghostbusters instructions, and I wasn't huge profit on this. Well, I guess sorta, kind of, but I want to show you guys that Lego instructions is under the radar for sure, especially if you can find some of the harder to find sets. The instructions can go for a pretty good amount of money. I think there's a Death Star and a Millennium Falcon that the sets are worth a couple $1,000. And if you can find the instructions on that, that's an easy $25, $50, $100 just for those instructions alone. So anyways, this was in a collection of Lego stuff that I bought. The instructions were in like amazing condition. So I had this up for a couple months, sold for $9.99. Shipped this first class in a bubble mailer and put do not bend. So if you sell instructions or any kind of thin books, make sure you put do not bend on the envelope. That should help a little bit. I haven't had any issues, knock on freaking wood, with that kind of stuff lately. I know in the 90s when I did eBay, the mailmans would bend the crap out of everything. So yeah, I wanted to show this. This wasn't huge profit, but I want to show you there's money in Lego instructions. Bing! There's a little light bulb that went up on someone's head. If the light bulb went up on your head when I showed this, please click the like button below. And leave in the comments below what kind of light bulb went off in your head about this one. So next up, this is an interesting one. So yeah, when I bought that huge collection of DVDs, those that have been following the channel know that I bought a huge collection of DVDs, about 1,200 DVDs. I don't know what's up with the number 1,200, but that's been one of the things. 1,200 DVDs came with a box of books. I was able to go through this person's collection of books along with the DVDs. I bought the whole collection sight unseen, just by looking at a few boxes, and also, anyways, I'm going off. Anyway, so like I scanned this in Amazon. It was going for like $200. I was so excited. I thought like, oh my god, I found an amazing book, but they're not selling for that much. I had this on eBay for about a month or two. This ended up on sale I sold it for $62 something plus free shipping. So pretty good profit. I think I paid like literally like 10 cents for this. And definitely there was no barcode on this. So then here's another kind of a pro tip too, is some of these older kind of books that don't have barcodes or anything, some of them are worth hundreds of dollars. And a lot of people that are into scanning, FBA people, they will overlook this stuff consistently. I can't tell you how many times I've came across $20, $30, $40, $50 books at Goodwill because someone did not take the time to scan the cover with the Amazon app. They're using FBA scan, which does not have the specialty cover scan. And this was able to, I think I want to say I actually looked this up on Amazon by the name. It was an older, look at this. This is from 1973. This is like literally the beginning of the Family Circus. And it was in amazing condition. Pretty much like new or near mint, I would say. I probably could have got more for this if I would have held out for another year. But, you know, like I said, 25 cents into 60 something, I'll take that any day of the year. Next up, we have this. Is there sex after death? Why am I showing you this? I'm just going to tell you that, like, that 1,200 DVD collection is still producing, still selling every week, 10 DVDs out of that set. And some of them are going for good money. I was literally, if I want to break it down, like pennies into these DVDs, which like I said, I'll be selling this stuff for the next year or two. But I want to show you guys there's still money in DVDs, especially these weird kind of cult, classic, bizarre, like horror movie stuff. I want to say this was on sale for 20 something and it was sold, but I wanted to show you guys there is still good money in DVDs. Don't let anyone tell you that they're not, just like vinyl records. I would say like 95% of vinyl records are crap, but you still find good stuff. 95% of DVDs are crap, but you still find good stuff. Do your research. Scan them if you can. One of my rules that you guys probably heard me say a million times before is if it's a familiar name of a movie, it's probably not worth much. You guys have never seen this, you know, if I saw this at Goodwill, I'd scan it because I've never heard of it. It's kind of interesting subject matter, kind of weird horror movie. That was another thing about that large collection was they were pretty much 80% horror movies that I've never heard of. And I like I said, I'm still selling that stuff. So I want to show you guys that. Next up, we have this vintage coaster, Los Angeles Dodgers coasters, 8 of them. Why are you showing me this? Well, this was a death box piece, something that I had for maybe 10 years that was in a box, put away, never used, pulled it out, almost threw this away, to be honest, or donated. This almost went in the trash. I decided, like, well, you know, they're from like 10 years ago. Let me look it up. There was no listings at all for this. A lot of the older stuff that I list, there's usually no listings for it because it's out of production. This is NOS, new old stock. Sold for $19.99 plus $1.99 shipping. So this was a trash item that made $20. So definitely awesome. Never never just throw away stuff, you know, that you find around the house, especially brand new in package. Anything, you'll be surprised some of the stuff that'll be worth good money. I always say that in any household, there's 100 items that you probably don't use or just sitting around that are worth $10 or more. So this is one of the examples. This was a cool coaster set. Next up, we have this Rock Band wireless dongle thing. This was purchased with a huge collection. Some of you might have saw the video where I was doing garage sale and I bought this big. There was like this cute. Basically, there was a bunch of Wii games, a Wii stand, and some accessories for $10. I saw 2 of these dongles and I knew that these are easily $15 items, and they were in good shape. So I definitely bought the lot just from that, and I sold 2 of these. This was the last one I had. Sold for $14.99 plus $1.99 shipping. Look for these. These are commonly found at garage sales for a quarter or 50 cents. I would even pay up on these. I would even pay $2 to $3 on these because these sell fast. I don't play Rock Band, and I don't know the exact use of this. I think it's a wireless thing, obviously. So these are much in demand because they're so small. They probably get thrown away or lost or broken. So there's definitely that. And we have this Bitcoin pin. This is kind of like some of the private label stuff that I do. I don't really talk about my private label stuff too much because it's kind of just, I don't know. I don't really want to. I don't know. I guess I can do videos on private label stuff. But anyways, I just like to keep that separate. But for a special bonus for you guys, I wanted to show you guys that I create lapel pins, and those are a good side business for me. This was a Bitcoin one. Bitcoin's very popular, and I don't want to explain the whole thing with Bitcoin. So if you're into Bitcoin, you know what's up. If not, look it up. Definitely Bitcoin's going to be something that everyone's going to hear about over the next 5 to 10 years. It might even be the new currency of the world one day. We'll see. So anyways, I want to show you guys that I do some private label stuff. These sold. I had 10 of these. I have more of these, but I relisted it. And these sold pretty fast because Bitcoin is on the rise. And when Bitcoin starts to get on the rise, people start getting excited about stuff like this. So this was a fun little niche. I have so many niches I can't even talk about. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please click the like button. Please leave a comment below if there's anything that you saw that you're interested in, that you wanted to know more about. We'll be doing more videos on Know Your Stuff. There's lots of subjects that are in my brain that I want to show you guys, but leave a comment below, click the like button, subscribe, click the bell if you want to see or get notifications every time I go live or a new video is posted. I want to thank you guys. We're getting organized. We're back on track. Welcome. Have a great weekend. Love you guys. We'll see you soon.